channel. I'm Hunny.
I'm Miss Iverson.
And welcome to Slick Talk, Female Bosses of ATL. So, this is a topic that is very close to home for me.
Hold on, let me get this drink.
We're going to be talking about the pros and cons of staying with people. We're going to start off with our Bailations, I guess we can say. Staying with your significant other for the first time.
Child.
And things that you need to talk about, you know, just kind of having those uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
You know, a lot of y'all know I'm with my high school sweetheart, Big B. Say hey.
What's up, everybody?
You know, we've been together for some good time here, and we started living together in 2003. That's a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we can just kind of tell you about some of the things that, you know, we went through as a new couple transitioning from high school. You know, you got your parents on your back, so kind of getting them to back off a bit, you know, coming into our own, establishing our own traditions, raising children, religion, family issues. You know, it's a lot that goes into staying with one another. Everyone right now is just doing it because I'm broke, you broke, we putting our checks together.
That is not the way to go.
It's not. It's a lot of really uncomfortable conversations that people don't have before they live with one another. I always tell people you can struggle by yourself. I would rather struggle by myself than to be with someone and, you know, still be doing bad. So I can tell you, you know, even Big B can chime in on this. It was a lot that we dealt with when we first lived together. It wasn't easy.
Spill the tea, honey, because I need to know. Okay, my man is moving to Atlanta, and I need to know.
We had to grow up. Just be very transparent with y'all. We had to grow up. You know, like I said, being high school sweethearts, we were both 16 when we started, you know, dating. Well, I was still 15. But, and, you know, just switching to that adulthood, you know, he was trying to do his own thing. I'm trying to do my own thing. You come together, you got kids, you know, you're trying to pay bills. That was one of the biggest things, you know, that communication just in general, we weren't used to it. You know, his mom and dad, they weren't together. So he, you know, was with his mom. He saw her do a lot on her own. Me, I had parents that were together, but even with that, they didn't tell me about paying bills. I didn't know what bills were. I'm trying to tell you. I'm so serious. Look, I'm going to tell y'all this. I went in the military at 17. I came home. I had good credit because they got us some kind of phone card thing at that time, right? Went to the store and everybody, you know, was like, hey, Best Buy was like, you want a credit card? Look, Mz.Penny's was like, you want a credit card? Cool. I mean, when I tell you I had all these credit cards out here, girl didn't think twice about paying nothing back. You know, it was just like, I was like, hey, they gave me these cards. I was like, what do I do with them? And they were like, you got to pay part of that back next month. I was like, what? I had no clue. So I want you to just to think about that. If you're out here dating somebody, you need to be asking, what do you understand about paying bills? How do y'all want to pay bills? What is your credit score? What is your future?
Yeah.
Hold up, the big one. We're both business owners here. Are you business oriented? Can you respect the fact that some of my time is I love you, but it's gonna be devoted to growing my business and your brand and things like that. And then, you know, you add on extra things, you know, kids and, you know, pets, depending on, you know, your lifestyle, in-laws. That's a lot that people don't talk about. So, what do you think?
I think that I'm learning, and I'm open to learning more. Because I do not know what it feels like to live with a significant other. So I've had a roommate before, my best friend, but I've never lived with a significant other, somebody who I had to have those uncomfortable conversations with and, you know, understand these are your habits and stuff that I'm going to have to live with, or decide, okay, is this really what I'm willing to deal with? You know, I haven't had that opportunity yet. So I'm learning and I'm hearing and I'm just thanking God that it's happening in my 30s when I'm all grown up and I'm mature enough to understand bills and I know credit and I understand, you know.
But even with that, it's I think too, it's the people skills and your ability to properly either articulate what you're feeling and feeling open enough to where y'all have that dialogue. You know, I mean, I'm in a lot of different relationship groups on social media, and the biggest thing I always hear people say is, well, I can't take it to them. And my biggest question is, you know, I'm sorry, if I'm laying up under somebody, I need to be able to talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm not opening my legs and I can't open my mouth to you.
I never understood that either.
Right. It's like, if I can open my body to you, then I should be able to open my mouth and have an adult conversation with you about how I'm feeling, what I got going on. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but I think the problem lies is not that they can't go to them with it, is that once they go to them with it, it's not received properly.
Bingo.
And there's some significant others that don't take into consideration other people's viewpoints, other people's feelings, and then they get, you know, standoffish because I don't want to go to you with this because last time I did, this was the result.
Right, that's a big one that I see happening.
It's the insecurity.
It's insecurity, and then two, you don't be manipulated with it either. You know, if you're with somebody that's opening up to you and they're telling you how they feel, don't take that and like flip it on them and throw it back in their face. Because, and that goes both ways. You know, it's like if this person has said, hey, I'm going to pour my heart out to you, this is genuinely how I feel, and this is what I need. And mind you, these are terms that I actually got from counseling. For those that I applaud any couple that goes to counseling. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's not saying your relationship is terrible. You're just saying, hey, maybe
there's
you
some areas
it's like, hey, we need somebody else to maybe mediate this because I'm not getting you and you're not getting me. But we want to be together. So I think this is just very important to respect each other's needs. Sometimes your wants are kind of like, but if this person is telling you this is what I need from you because this is how I function, or I can't do this, or maybe not can't, but I don't know how. So you got to think, everyone was not taught how to love.
Survival.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of people in survival mode in these relationships, and they're wondering why they can't find that peace. It's because you're overlooking the most important thing.
Right. I'm in a relationship because I need a place to stay.
Right.
I'm in a relationship because I need somebody who has a car. Like,
right.
It's based on
the material things.
Right. Contingent upon.
Right.
So if we didn't have this house, would you still be here?
Would you still be here?
If I didn't have a car, would you still be here? Like, and that's a big issue. Especially when you're living with them.
The big one, kids. How many people do you see? Like, me and Brian can actually attest to this. When we had Malik, we were 19. And everyone kept saying, you know, go get married, da 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 da. Even though we lived together, you know, and we did have a period there where we had our own places, we did not get married until we were ready. We chose that because we saw where people were just doing it because, and they didn't last. And I think that's important too. Like, doing things on your own time, not just because you see all your friends doing it. Now you're trying to rush out and force somebody. I mean, how many times you see that? They're like, oh, well, they got married. We need to get married. We need to. I'm like, no, do it on your.
You haven't had. You had a baby. You need to go get married.
Girl, look, please. They ain't gonna help you pay for it. So, you know, you really want to make sure that you're doing things on your own time, learning yourself. That's the biggest thing about living with another person, is knowing who you are. Because if you are not solid in who you are, the things you like, what you need, you're going to be easily manipulated. And then that's when that resentment's going to set in. You don't want that. You want to make sure that y'all are both compatible. And if you're not, that's the hardest thing. But being able to say no and walk away. How many people do you hear?
I'm no stranger to goodbye.
Yeah.
Look, and you know,
I mean, talk about that because somebody needs to hear that.
It's a gift and a curse because it's like, okay, she's able to walk away and not be affected by, you know, because I'm at where I'm at with myself, it's easy for me. It wasn't always easy to let people go because I needed them for something. Right. Now, I'm in this place where I don't really need anybody for anything, but I want you here.
Genuine. Right. All your relationships right now, it's like the energy is reciprocal. Yep. It's like
I don't want anything from you. Right. And, you know, if we can benefit from each other, awesome. Right. If we can't, okay. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a boyfriend. Thank you for being a whatever. But it's a beautiful place to be. but it's also a scary place to be because you don't ever want to feel like you don't need people.
Right.
Because that is a scary feeling.
We do need
and
people.
A lonely
2021,
aspect.
I think, taught us that with COVID. You know,
right.
people being at home. I'll be honest with you, working from home, it got lonely. Mm-hmm. And so even if you don't like need people to like pay your bills and put a roof over your head type thing, you still kind of need good people, right? Good people around you. Mm-hmm. That inner circle, you still crave that. So, and like you said, especially with living with the person, you want to have those good bonds with them. Like us, like we got the boys at the house, so last year gave us the opportunity to grow as a family. Mm-hmm. We did more, game nights, movie time, just talks in general. You know how many people just don't sit back and have good dialogue? Yeah,
because nobody sits at the dining room table no more.
Right. No. And you know what I started doing? I started telling them to put the phone down. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the same thing too when you're living with your boo. Something that me and Brian, we do, if we're having a serious conversation, we both put our phones on a nightstand. Like, that way we know we have each other's attention. The little dopamine ain't going off because the phones.
My boyfriend hate that. Yeah. Like we had dinner or something and I'm like,
if you don't put that phone down,
he hate it. Like he hate it. And to me, it's not like I'm not intending to be rude.
Right.
But with my profession, it's always something like on my phone, like my booking system, my this, my that. Clients want this, and that.
So I'm going to give you a big word that's going to come in play. What? Delegation.
Okay.
Delegation. Because, trust me, and that's actually what I'm working to now, to shift things to our assistant. I don't want to always have to answer the email or when the booking link comes through. I have to put systems in place that allows me to be available to what's most important. Because if not, it's like, what am I doing this for? Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest thing. It's hard as a boss. I know you're probably the same way. This is your baby. This is,
the real boss.
Right. It's like, it's hard to say, hey, I'm going to shift this over here. Because like I said, that's your business. And you want to know, I can't trust everybody with that. No. So that's going to probably be a conversation that, y'all are shifting to and, just ease it won't be overnight. It's not ever going to happen overnight, but you just want to make sure that at least you're aware. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Some people aren't aware that like their significant other has told them, but the spouse is like, hey, I don't like this, and they're still doing it. So, you just kind of, you gotta, it's a tug of war.
I guess because of the type of person I am, and, he probably going to listen to this, but there's stuff that I don't like, but I'm never the type of person who speaks on it because I don't know why. Like, and that's why I always feel some type of way when somebody tell me what they don't like that I do, because it's like, well, I don't ever tell you what I don't like. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I have to learn that I have to speak on stuff that I don't like because everybody else doing it. And I don't want to say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, because you said something you don't like about me, because now it seems like a tit for tat. But I honestly I don't feel it necessary because it's like, that's you. And if I love you, then whatever comes with you, that's what comes with you. And if it gets to a point where I can't stand it, then I'll say something.
Right.
But nothing is ever that serious to me where I feel like I gotta tell you I don't like this and I don't like that.
So, I think that's the biggest thing right there too. And I definitely had to learn this. One, I had to accept my own faults and realize like I can't keep telling somebody what I don't like about them and not fix what was wrong with me. Mm-hmm. Guys, ladies out here, we ain't always right. So I'm pretty sure some man is gonna like loop this. A woman said that, but it's the truth. We are not always right, and we have to accept what we're doing wrong. And so sometimes you gotta let some of that small stuff go. Like we used to laugh about it, and I ain't gonna lie, to makeup sex is great afterwards. But, but you're
cheers
like,
to that.
Yes, but you're arguing, and then we get down to the nitty gritty of it, and it's like, did we really just sit here and argue about some toothpaste on the sink or his socks on the? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, as long as we've been together, the older we get, I start realizing that stuff's not important. When you're young and you're getting into it, you're like, oh, I want this. You want that picture perfect.
Yeah.
Image. After a while, you really start realizing, like, I don't mind his boots being there. I don't mind certain things being here. I just pick up after him, and he does the same for me. Because at the end of the day, those things being where they are reminds me of his presence in our home and what he brings to our home and the place that he feels. And I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. Like, he might say, hey, she got this stuff out here, but it lets him know I'm there. Because let's face it, we all gonna get old. And, you know, I mean, I've had friends that have lost spouses, and it's not the easiest thing. So I'm telling you, from the long-term stance, if you're gonna be with somebody, try to overlook some of those small things. Don't keep arguing about the same little things, because they don't matter.
Right.
At the end of the day, when that person, like, you know, we both had COVID last year. Don't flag my video for that, YouTube. But, you know, they flagging all the C words. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, when you're in a predicament to where nothing else matters but just your existence being here, you really do start understanding, like, man, I really do love this person. And I can't overlook, like you said, I can't overlook these small little details because I love you. And that's the thing too, is just taking the time to know what you really love about a person. Like, if you can look at them and you just irritated every time, then that's not your person.
Yeah. Either they not your person, or you need to check yourself.
That's
because why are you that irritated with somebody that you did love? Because you ain't just get to the irritation.
Right.
Something happened.
Something happened.
So
something took place.
Get to that, and you can
healing.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of unhealed people out here. You know, we always preach about self-care, but I'm starting to see people manipulate that a little bit, because self-care sometimes can actually be you just staying in your BS. You staying in your bullshit. And it's not allowing you a chance to grow. And I think sometimes, like, people, they think you're arguing at them. It's like, I'm giving you constructive criticism. Like, hey, take this for free or go pay a $50 deductible. But this is an opportunity for you to grow and look at yourself. I feel like we cannot always keep projecting. I don't know how, like you said, we said in our previous video, y'all go watch that.
Episode 6.
Yes. We do have to, you know, hold that mirror up to ourselves and say, hey, you know, I can look out at the world, but what do I need to do? What does Hunny need to improve on? You know, and I'm pretty sure you do that sometimes. It's like, hey,
I do. That's why I don't feel it necessary to tell somebody what I don't like about them, because there's no telling what that person is dealing with internally for you to, you might trigger something. Yeah. And I'm no counselor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people, I can't fix stuff. Right. I tried. Like, I've had that time in my life where I was the fixer-upper. Right. And I would rebuild people, men, and that time frame is over with. If you ain't where you need to be,
hold on, me and friends.
That too.
Another episode.
Don't come this way. Yeah. Because
come over here.
I can't go this way. I can't bring myself down so you can build your stuff up. You gotta think. And there's a lot of people out there like that. Like
you said, pouring from an empty cup. I always tell anybody, you know, the good thing that a good friend of mine, Mz.Penny, told me. She told me this about 2 years ago, because I was going through it. I mean, I think I've told you before, you know, with my mom, issues and just stuff. And she said, Rosanna, I need you to fill your cup first. And for the last 2 years, I've been like playing with it. You know, I was still trying to do everything, but it really became apparent to me this year. Like, no, I need to fill my cup up, and I need to give from my overflow. If I don't, it's like, now that's the thing too. People look at you because you're full, and then when you tell them no, they're like, it looks like you can give. No, my cup is full, but I don't have anything overflowing right now. You get where I'm going?
Nope. So, and nope. And no. And I still love you, but
the answer is no.
I've been in a place where I would give. And I was giving and still being full, but takers don't have limits.
No, they don't.
And so they will keep asking, and they will keep doing it because you did it last time and you did it No. Once you give that person that no, that first time, they'll be reluctant to ask you again, because nobody wants to hear no twice. That's just the bottom line. And I give when I feel like it. Let me offer. If I see a need, I will meet it. Like 9 times out of 10, if you're in my life and I know your situation, you don't have to tell me if I know. I will give when I can or when I feel like it, because I don't feel it necessary for me to give just because you're asking. Everybody,
it's entitled. Like, everybody got a problem. Everybody has a problem. Everybody got issues.
I need my salon tomorrow. I'm not asking a soul for anything because I know and I knew what it took to get it, and I'm going to get it.
Correct.
And that's just my preference. I'm not creating a GoFundMe. I'm not going to go asking everybody and their mama for the. Everybody knows my need, and the people who want to meet it will give when they see it necessary. I'm not going to go and ask because I am a responsible adult.
There you go.
I have great credit, and I can go get what I need to get.
Girl, please stay right there.
Come on, guys.
Because we have had
credit by everything these days.
We have had multiple people like stay in our home with us. So, and that's the thing too, the access. When you give people access to you, I feel like that entitlement gets very high. Because they're close to you. They see how you move in there. So then it's like, that's the pocket watching comes in. Oh, I see you doing this or you doing. And it's like, well, wait a minute. So you came at me after you saw me do this.
Right.
And now you think I'm entitled to give you something that I worked for.
No.
After I'm taking something off my kids' table that they're going to eat from. Because I feel like this. Anytime somebody asks something from me and Brian, until them boys can take care of themselves, you're pulling from my kids.
Yeah.
So if anybody doesn't look at it that way,
and Penny,
there you go.
Period.
Yes, because she's spoiled. So anytime somebody asks for something, I need people to understand that. Like people, girl, people have literally they get mad. They get mad. Brian, please chime in. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, they do.
I got friends and family members that's mad because I can't do and won't do.
I won't do.
It's not even like
take that.
It shouldn't be that personal.
They take out that no. Yeah, they take it personal, and I think that's the key right there is understanding that. Please don't ever take someone's ability to tell you no. Don't take it personal because if you came and asked, I need you to understand something else too. They also have a need. And if you can't meet your own, I know you can't help them with theirs.
Right.
And it's like when you start changing that perception, that's when it becomes full circle. Like, okay, they're not telling me no because they don't want to help me. It's just that they can't or they have other obligations. But instead, folks get mad. But remember, keep that in mind. Like you said, we're living with people. Everyone has a need.
And you know how you said, because you saw your mom and them take people in and you felt the necessary to do that. It's so crazy because I'm the exact opposite. So you know how some people say I'm a product of my environment or like
you could be two products of the same environment, but like they said, one will go drink a bit alcoholic and one won't touch it.
Right. So my grandmother is the epitome of taking everybody in. And I've seen it because she took me and my mom and dad in at one point. Everybody. She gonna open the door for everybody. And I saw that. But I also saw how wear and tear that was. And I vowed that when I had my own place, nobody's staying with me. Because I don't want to end up...
me to see the wear and tear until it was too late.
I saw it.
I didn't see it.
And I'm like, oh no, ma'am.
So see what I'm saying? Y'all gotta share
because
stuff.
It never stops. The doors keep revolving. It never stops. It never stops. And the only reason why I am, even entertaining the idea of living with my significant other because we're building together.
Keyword.
And that's somebody who I want to build my life with. And that's the only reason why that door being open for that.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about family members have asked. I'm like, no. It's not even personal. It's I really can't afford for you to be here.
No, you can't.
I know what it looks like. I know when people be like, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get on my feet.
It's only
a month turns into a year. A year turns 5 years.
And I can only say this because she's in this room. And she know. She's the only person that literally can probably come back to our house. And that's just because she's held her word. Everyone else kind of took advantage, and we had to let adults be adults, and I think that's the key thing too. People get offended by it, but it's like
you can't be that crutch.
No, I can't be a crutch, and that's the thing. Like I said, when you go out here, and because I know we're gonna wrap it up here soon, but when you go out here and you think about moving in with somebody, don't do it from a crippling or a handicap situation. Do it
Come
from
in with a plan.
Yeah, come in with the plan.
Written out.
Yeah.
I need to know. I need to see your offer letter, just like how you would
Go for a job.
apply for a apartment
Yeah.
or anything. You need to come with an offer letter.
Well, shoot, before
I
we
need
get
to
in the
see your
what
credit.
they say? You gotta have 3
times
or 4
the
rent.
I
Yep.
need all of that. If you
Yes.
want to here, I need all of that.
You need to see that up front, and that way you can say, hey, well, maybe we're not compatible, and that way you go on your own ways. It will prevent so many headaches and, you know, turmoil, arguments, disagreements, if you just took the time to do that work up front, have those uncomfortable conversations.
Yes. And with that said, we appreciate you guys.
For tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 7. We hope I gained some knowledge to not fight over little things.
Yes.
And I just hope y'all take from that
Yes.
what was said, because this is living proof
Yes.
of someone who is still making it happen.
Yes. And for those of you that are relying like on your parents and like she said, showing the struggle, show that struggle to prevent some of your children from repeating that same mistakes that you did. Because had I seen the struggle, I probably wouldn't have went through as much as we did. So guys, we out.
Peace.